Well, hello guys. It's Veloxy and I just had a game. I immediately recorded, or I'm recording for you now. Um, it was a very good game. Definitely everything went according to plan. Let's have a quick look at the setup. Two tier 8 battleships, and yeah, rest is pretty equal. Very good setup actually. Very fair. And there is one tier 5 destroyer. But otherwise, it's pretty equal. So anyway, I'm going to A. Normally I don't. I normally always go to C. But actually lately, you have to, in the beginning when the map came out, you had basically everyone rushing A, and then there was this whole thing going on there, and very exciting. And at some point, and then of course, no or little capping took place. So at some point, I decided basically to more or less always go to C. Um, Now, of course, having spawned more closely to A, that would have been a waste of time. So I'm going to A now. And also, I have to say that actually A now is a pretty good place because a lot of fighting and things are going on at sea at the moment. And lately, I haven't really been very successful at sea. So, going to A is not such a bad idea these days. And of course, the nice thing is I have a Lo Yang in front of me, so he's about to spot, hopefully, those ships that will be awaiting me, and that's always very helpful, because, always very nice to know what you have and to be expecting. Now, I have what is it, quicker rudder shift module, I think it's called. So, and that makes it slightly more agile. Um, I have to say, I think I'm using that module on most of my ships, and I'm pretty happy with the Atago. I have to say, I'm very happy actually with the Atago. It's a beautiful ship. Now I know I'm being detected, so there must be a destroyer around. Well, at least I think there will be a destroyer around. Hmm. Well, of course, being top tier cruiser, you know, you can expect to deal some, or should expect to deal some decent damage. Now, I'm taking out the Hipper, because it's, well, of course, there's the Atago and the Hipper are equally dangerous, basically. But really, the Hipper has very dangerous AP qualities, and I really don't want to have him lingering around my area for too long a time. So you see, I'm shooting AP now. That's nice. 8 hits, one Citadel hit, so ooh, that hurt. Now he's angled, and I'm basically waiting for him to come around again. But I don't really want to waste it, so and also I don't want to move in a direction for them to show my broadside, because that would just be a very fast death for me. And it was a wise decision as well, not to keep on turning down or keep on going direction into the south, because I would have definitely been killed by those torpedoes, or maybe not definitely, but maybe they would have run out just like they did now. But always good to have the right inclination and on what to do. So, Hipper should be gone in a second. Yeah, there you go. And I hope the Atago is coming around uh, good enough for me to score a Citadel hit or two. But it didn't. I dealt very little damage there, actually. I'm just glad that the Hipper is gone, because it's a very good ship. And again, I'm quite sure you know, German AP is just so devastating for you if you get hit by a broadside. Really, you should try to avoid that. Now, the Warspite. I want to actually kill that because the Atago keeps evading and evading, and the Warspite seems to be an easy kill, actually. And also, he's not focusing me, he's focusing the Cleveland, which is very nice. So, you know, I like to shoot unchallenged. I'm using HE now because he's angling his armor, and there's no way I'm going to penetrate the armor of a Warspite if it's angled. So I won't even bother. So I can see the Benson now, but it's out of my torp range, so I'm just not going to waste my torps on that. Especially as he's not even seeming to go into my direction. Well, that Warspite is burning nicely. You know, that is so annoying. I mean, you're there, you're really basically, I mean, he was overextending, so that was really not very smart. But anyway, he tried to do the right thing by pushing and you know, basically going into the offensive. But of course, yeah, you really have to at least consider how many battleships are around and cruisers and stuff. So yeah, it wasn't, could have been better. So anyway, that was a very good salvo, and I dealt some good damage to that Benson there. And I'm just glad he spotted, for whatever reason actually, because, okay, that Mitsuki is rather close to him, I suppose that's the reason why. Ah, you see, and then you get lucky every once in a while. He had a detonation. I really hate that when that happens, but I have to say, whenever I'm driving a destroyer, I'm always using the flag, so as to avoid having a detonation, because it just annoys me so much that I really just chose to put up that flag. Now, first of all, I wanted to go backwards when I thought, you know, seemingly there are only 2 ships around, and why not be a bit on the aggressive side of things? Of course, that Fuso is, you know, it is a big threat. I mean, coming up close to a Fuso is normally not a good idea as a cruiser, no matter what tier you are, because they really deal severe damage with their 12 guns. I thought he would be coming around, he didn't, so there you go. I mean, that's just normal wiggling. And I wanted to put a shot into that Fuso, and I did. Set him afire. That Atago was gone. Well, again, I am rather lucky because that Fuso is not really focusing me either. So now I'm shooting AP because, I mean, he's just so broadside. It would be a complete waste if I wouldn't. Now, I'm not going with a wide spread. I'm going with a narrow spread, but you know, the replay, it's buggy, so you can't really see it. And look at that, Nicholas. It's still around. So now I'm shooting HG, because quite obviously it's moving away from me, so I definitely will not be dealing any damage with my AP. So HG is the way to go. So, and you know, they do have 2 caps, and we only had 1, but we're basically coming around really nicely as a team. We're focus firing, and it's just a beautiful game. It really is, and it's you know, you would wish that you could always have these games, but that of course never works out because every once in a while you just on the other team, you know, and then you'd wish you'd be on the other team like I am right now. So here comes a Cleveland, and I still had to kill two destroyers, I think, from my boot camp. You get awarded the steering upgrade, so that's something I would really like to have, but I should be able to manage. And by now, I only need one more destroyer. So, and also, you know, I'm just trying to do what's necessary, not really trying to go for any specific kill, unless maybe time runs out. I only have a day left or so, but otherwise I try not to. So now I have already AP loaded, and of course that Nuremberg is just too juicy a target. And he also is showing me the broadside, so I mean that's 3 Citadel hits. And you can see, and it's not just on it because it's a tier 6 cruiser. The Atago actually has, I think, rather good AP. So I'm just waiting because I want him to come around. I don't want to shoot my AP on the angled armor. So, you know, it's a bit of luck, but then of course it was pretty predictable for him to come around like that. So here's a Hatsuharu, and I'm a bit afraid of the Tirpitz that's over there, and actually and that Colorado, but for some reason nobody seems to mind. You know, nobody seems to care about me at all. So I mean that, you know, you do need that sometimes. You sometimes just need that luck, and frankly, I simply do not know what that Tirpitz is doing there. I mean, he's just sitting there and more or less not moving, being completely broadside. And this is again not a wide spread, it's a narrow spread. And I'm trying to bring around my arse here, so I can pour in some more torps into, hopefully, into the hull of that Tirpitz. And also, I'm also trying to get a bit of an angle on that Tirpitz because I'm a bit afraid that he might actually, there you go, he actually did shoot me. And that's of course something I try to avoid because up close Tirpitzes are absolutely deadly. And I mean, yeah, I can't even comment that. It's just that's just not the way you play. Seriously, and maybe he's a new player and he thought he'd go with a Tirpitz, which of course is something you should reconsider if you plan on doing that. Anyway, that's just it. You know, you just don't do that. You're no help to your team at all. And here, that Colorado, I'm also trying to get a better angle toward that Colorado because I'm not really interested in being blown out of the water. Very powerful ship, that Colorado. It played well. Well, there you go. I mean, that was just, yeah. You might say it was all too easy, but then of course it really was just a very, very nice team effort. I mean, that, you know, how effortlessly, really, it beautiful, very, very nice. You know, again, those are the games you'd always wish for, and that Motsuki, I think it was that Fima Cristo. He's also commending the people here, and it's just nice. And now, of course, I really am hoping for my Kraken here. But he's not that stupid, unfortunately. And it's just the reason why I'm just trying to go like right behind him is, well, maybe I could have just tried to use all of my guns, but there you go. And that's just the way it is. Let's make things short. I didn't get him. Anyway, it was a very nice battle. I was a bit lucky I didn't get focused. Something you really should try to get your top tiers out of the way if possible. Of course, then again, We didn't really focus fire the Atago either. And what the Turpits did was just, to be honest, plain stupid and dumb. I'm very sorry if you hear this, but that's just the way it is. You just don't do that. You just don't sit like, um, you're the Mr. Invincible in a cap. I mean, it's nice to def caps, but seriously, don't do that. Like, it just does not work. Anyway, so we're very close to the cap points being full. So unfortunately, I didn't get it. It was very close, but there you go. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the game. Let's have a look at the stats then. So that was very nice. 1 million credits. Ha! There you go. High caliber, Confederate, whatever. You could. It was a very good game. So anyway, 3,600 basic speed. Look at that, Nicholas. It did a tremendous job. Also has to be commended. And then you have 216,000 damage. So that really is very nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed this game, I have to say. It was just very great fun. That sometimes is just easygoing, and in this case it was. So there you go. It's within a premium ship and a premium account, of course. Nice to have these results. Yeah. You look at it and you go, this is beautiful. I could look at that a bit longer. I just need one more destroyer to get my rudder shift module. And bear with me for a moment. Have a look at that. You see that Mutsuka driver? He actually commented on my play. I think that's a very nice gesture. Don't forget to commend people. It helps, and it also really helps gameplay. And people complain a lot and stuff. I don't see that's necessary. It's enjoy the game. Anyway, see you around, guys. Have fun. Leave some comments. Bye bye.